Hello, everyone. Welcome to National Signing Day for 2021. I'm Travis McCurdy, joined by Northwood head football coach Leonard Haynes. Coach, you got 36 student athletes committed to play for the team next season. Give us your general thoughts on the class.
Well, I think this class, Travis, kind of made up with a lot of skill type players. We went hard after DBs. We got a couple receivers. We wanted to make sure we shored up the back end, but also we wanted to try to shore up the front end, meaning the defensive line and also the offensive lines. So I like where we are so far. I think we still got some things to actually finalize this class with. Sorry, and just kind of still working through it a little bit. But from top to bottom, I'd say we're pretty decent. Not where we want to be, but I like what we see and what our coaches have done in recruiting.
You mentioned it. The first thing that stood out to me, 9 defensive backs in this class so far. And obviously that's an area you guys really wanted to focus on. And getting 9 kids to commit, that's a really good job by you and your staff.
Yeah, you know how it is. We had a goal we set, and we kind of exceeded the goal. But we definitely like all the young men that are coming, that are going to be part of the pack. Love them, and I'm excited to see what these guys can develop into. And that's across the board. But like I said, we definitely have to shore up that front end and get that defensive line and offensive line a little bit more stout.
Yeah, you got positions there too up front and D line, but on the offensive and defensive line. But I mean that I think every team in the country is probably talking about shoring up their offensive and defensive line. So that's something that I know you guys try to really harp on each year in recruiting.
Yeah, everyone in the country is looking for D line and O line, and it's kind of hard to come by them because everybody's going after them, and it's kind of been wars for those positions, trying to get some of those big guys in here. But we're not done yet. We got a couple spots left, and we definitely need to fulfill some of those spots up front.
It did look like it's the class overall, especially with the defensive back, was a little more defensive heavy than offensive heavy. Was that kind of the plan going in?
Yeah, because the previous year we did go pretty heavy with receivers and tried to go off some running backs and things of that nature on the offense, and we didn't really bring in a lot of defensive back type of guys, maybe a couple, but we wanted to focus a little bit more on the defense side of the ball and make sure we shore some of those spots up, whether it be corner safety, free safety. We wanted to make sure we added a lot of more depth.
Well, noticing the class too is you've got a little bit of everything too. It's not there are the 9 defensive backs, but you kind of got a little bit from every position, so they get some depth all across the board. Obviously, that's the goal in recruiting each year, and you got to feel like you did a pretty decent job with that.
Yeah, I think through and through, we added some depth, which we need definitely, especially in the Division II level. We wanted to make sure, whether it's by scholarship or walk-on type players, we wanted to make sure we added some depth to this program, for the future.
Anyone who's been a longtime Northwood fan, we usually don't talk about specific players in this. We just kind of talk about general, but there are a couple of names that are going to stand out for longtime Northwood fans. You've got 2 Tollies coming to the program, the son and the nephew of Sleepy Tolly, the Hall of Famer here. Talk about those 2 and how you got them to come, another duo from Florida, come up to Michigan.
Yeah, the Tolly legacy is going to live on. And, like you said, Sleepy Tolly was a legend here, quarterback that out of Bartow, Florida, and wound up getting a call from Sleepy about his son. And, he wanted to tell me that his son was just kind of developing and getting into football. And so in the same breath, he said, well, Coach, hold on. I have a nephew, too, who plays free safety. He said, Coach, I think you need to take a look at them both. And so obviously, as recruiting goes, contacted the young men, got them up here on a visit, and we're happy that those young men committed. And just to see the look on those young men's face, just, to see where their uncle and their dad played was amazing. It was a great weekend with the Tollies here. And I'm excited to get to coach these guys. Our coach is excited to get to coach these guys. And the Sleepy Tolly legacy lives on.
That's great. At this level, at all levels really, but particularly at D2, D3, recruiting never really stops. I know you don't have much left to give in terms of scholarships and stuff, but I know you're still looking to fill some spots in recruiting. What are you looking for going forward for the rest of this recruiting
Well,
season?
like I said, we definitely got to shore up our defensive front, and we're going to look hard to see if we can get a couple guys still yet. But I am a big believer in the all stars up front with the defensive line, offensive line. So we're definitely going to be trying to find if we can shore up those ends on both sides of the ball. So we definitely save money for those guys.
Coach, another great recruiting class. Looking forward to seeing all these kids play. Thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of this spring season and into the fall.
Oh, thank you, Travis, man. And as always, go mad, baby.